a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on this week in Stuttering John, steal our children's college funds, and quit Cameo because it's too mean. I'm Karl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts, and with me this week, the world-famous Shuli Agar from the world-famous Uncle Rico Show.
I am in class. Everyone say hi to Miss Meanie. I'll call you back.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon, Karl. Thanks for having me, as always.
Welcome, head of the tapes team. Always great to have you here, my friend.
Thank you.
Also with us from Who Are These Podcasts, this little piggy, Point Dabble Point. He once made a robot girlfriend. Let's hear it for Adam Busch, everyone. What's up, Adam?
Hello, friends. How you doing? Hello, Miss Meanie. Thank you, OJ.
Got them all in there. Hughezy was supposed to join us as well. He messaged me and said that his power is out in that third world country of Ireland that he lives in.
Power's out.
I know. I've heard that one before. So he's going to join us if he can. He does have the link, and I'm sure he has a smartphone. So I don't know if the power being out is a good excuse, but I guess I'll have to be the drunk asshole screaming over everyone on today's episode, which I'm okay with.
Sometimes the universe gives you a gift, and the power going out at Hughezy's might be the gift you needed today.
Speaking of gifts, if you want to gift the show, you can always give gifted memberships, which we appreciate. It allows people to see 2 bonus episodes every single month and the live WATP podcast when we record them or anytime thereafter. But also there's supertip.gg/WATP. You go there on a separate device, separate browser, however you got to get there. And then you can chat with us with the AI chat box, or just give us a regular super chat and we'll read it on here. It supports the show and you participate in the show. So we appreciate it when you use the super tip system. And thanks everyone for being here for another Point Dabble Point. A lot of exciting news coming out, and the place that I want to start at, because there's been a lot of chatter about John's children's college funds. He's been bragging about it for years, how he's always saved money so they never have to pay for college. And then the youngest didn't graduate college, or I'm sorry, the oldest didn't graduate college. The youngest didn't have to pay a dime for college, going to Harvard.
And the other kid too is on a scholarship as well.
Okay.
So the two that are in college are on scholarships.
Interesting. Shuli, what do you know about this speculation that John's trying to get that money back from the college funds that wasn't needed for his children?
Well, we have multiple sources in the SJ Army that have come forward to reveal that there is a rift between John and Dustin Doug, his right-hand man for this whole, his brother-in-law for this whole journey, the one helping him get information on everybody. Apparently, Doug was instrumental in setting up this fund, and it was set up in such a way, it's as if they knew what the future would hold. It was set up in a way where John could not pull the money out himself. I don't know if Doug needs to be involved with that. I imagine Susanna does.
Right.
And
the adult children would be involved in that too, I would imagine, if it's in their name.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is their money that you've been saving. And so just because they're not in college doesn't mean they shouldn't get that money. They're your kids. You would want them to have the best starting opportunities possible, right? So
I honestly don't know how that works. As you might know, I went to SUNY Brockport.
Yeah,
so it's not like my parents were stowing away hundreds of thousands of dollars for me to get a higher education at any point.
Well, hundreds and thousands is, according to John, and this is John's breakdown, since they were born, he was putting aside $300 each month for each kid, which comes to $900 a month. So
that's what he said.
And now it's somehow over 6 figures, and he wants
compound interest, Shuli. Did you not take finance class?
No,
that's right. That's right. You did not take finance class.
I was busy working out schematics on puppets during finance class.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you know about this? Have you ever had an experience with college funds and saving?
A little bit, and there are many, many things that you can do with it if your kid gets a scholarship. You can save it for their graduate school. You're legally allowed to roll it over to another kid. You're also
Okay.
allowed to put it into a Roth IRA in the kid's name in the state of California, or you can just take it out at a 20% cut they'll take if you just take it out. But if the kid gets a scholarship, you're allowed to take up to the amount of the money of the scholarship. So if they get a $20,000 scholarship, you can just take out 20 grand without any penalty. I believe there's a 529 only because Doug Dustin says there is, but I refuse to believe he put $900 a month away into it. There's just no way that happened. It's just such an incredibly perfect way to claim that you're rich and have nothing to show for it.
Right.
I put all this money in a thing I can't touch.
Also, at that time, he was not. But for a while there, he was not paying the child support, but still making these college payments.
Right.
There's no way. Yeah. So John lost his job on the Tonight Show when Oscar was 12, younger than that, right? I could probably do the math if I wanted to, but yeah, there's no way that he was still putting away $300 a month. He didn't have any income. He's talked about this.
Yeah,
no, for Uber.
Yeah. I mean, the whole reason he wanted to spend more time with the kids was because it was less money. It would cost him less.
Correct.
So,
which was in the court papers that we all saw.
Well, so once we broke this story, apparently I'm hearing that he is not happy about this, and Doug is not happy about this, and of course he took to Twitter. Right, like he always does now, that he's so free and clear of the Dabbleverse and so happy that he's out of it.
Oh well, I don't know. Are you referring to these tweets that he just put out?
Well, these are the recent ones based on a little bit of season 2 that people have heard.
Yeah, because we'll get into that.
Yes,
I'm excited to talk about that for sure. Was he tweeting about the college fund stuff?
Yes, he is claiming I was defaming him by making this accusation.
Okay.
So I guess another visit to the FBI is coming.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. I guess you're getting sued. He'll be living in Alabama in that nice house.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. So either way, he can't take that money out for himself. This was money that's being put in someone else's name.
Right.
That's how I would understand it, right, Adam?
And the state of California is very good at protecting children who have money. There are Coogan accounts the parents can't touch. There are things they're used to parents trying to steal kids' money.
That's a good point.
It's very, very hard to do. I was listening to some old WATPs, and there was this episode where he what was it? He was talking about getting I totally lost it. But the point is, he exaggerated. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. He was when he tweeted that thing about Kim Kardashian's ass, and it was Kanye, right? And everyone stole that joke from him. And he was telling this story of how that joke was stolen from him. He goes, I used to do this visual joke where I'd have a screen up, and suddenly it was a tweet, John. It wasn't a visual joke. It wasn't your stand-up, but he exaggerates everything and balloons it out as big as it can get, that a tweet became a visual joke he used to do in his act that got stolen. I think this $900 a month is the same thing. There was some kind of, maybe it was a gift from a relative. It's a common gift when a baby's born, when something like that happens. You make a 529, you throw some money in there occasionally. That's it. That's all it is. I doubt he even has much to do with it. It probably just exists, and he takes credit for it, like the kids getting into college.
Well, and I also think Doug may have invested in this fund as well, which is why he takes a personal interest into keeping an eye on. Plus, he knows John better than, probably the same way Susanna knows John. So, to
that point, Adam, I believe, because I've been studying John for a few years now, I believe that when John creates this new thing that happened to him and exaggerates and blows it up, he believes that's what actually happened. I bet he does think that he had this great gag that was a visual gag that was stolen by other comics, and that's why he doesn't put out specials.
Yeah.
And I believe that he believes he was putting $900 away for his children for many years, and now they have $500,000 in their college funds.
It's weird. Everything with him is like there's a moment from this movie where this kid performs a Pink Floyd song at the talent show, and he gets called out for it because he claimed he wrote it. And
Right.
Yeah.
the dean's talking to him, and he's like, "Why? It's Dark Side of the Moon. It's from that record. Why would you do that?" And the kid's response was, I could have written it. Like, I could have.
Right. Yeah. Just delusional.
Yeah, and everything with John is like that. Like, he had
Yep.
enough money that he could have done that. He just didn't. You know, it could have been a stand-up bit. It felt like they stole it from my stand-up act. No, it was a tweet, and it was low-hanging tweet that many people thought of. It is a very obvious one.
And
I think he blows up everything like that.
And he knew that his kids were going to be so smart. They were going to get scholarships and free rides to Harvard. And so
Yeah.
it would have been dumb for him to do that anyway.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
And saying and doing those things, you know, saying that he put away 900, having a visual aid on stage for this tweet that he's now claiming is his joke. The real story behind those things is both are super easier
Yes.
to do than doing the real thing, than writing a Kim Kardashian joke, than actually putting money away for your kids. It's just easier to say it.
I mean, John would probably tell you that he watched my cats for me
Right.
when I was away, just because he suggested that he could, and therefore it happened. I want to thank Anonymous for coming in on our super tip system. Again, supertip.gg/WATP. Participate in the show.
I'm Karl, and I'm saying VTL has a spectrum disorder.
Well, there it is. I've finally said it.
He's got something. I'll
He's
tell you
got
that.
something going on.
Something ain't right.
Hellraiser coming in with $5. Hellraiser 69. I don't think these tapes that John and Rob supposedly have are legit. This is going to be a work. One tiny autistic lawyer, the work of one tiny autistic lawyer, school gents. Yeah, these. This is a big topic that I want to get into because obviously John has said that he's going to come back potentially because this just landed on his lap, and I'll pull this up real quick. So he says, I meant to come back for one show. The new rambling, seemingly drunken Kate Meaney tapes just fell on my lap. Woke up this morning with fresh tapes. Someone emailed me. John, it's 2025. No one puts the dash after E in email. But this is something that Rob Saul said that he had access to as well. And he was going to be playing on a show this Tuesday night. And if I know anything about VTM, and I know a couple things about Vince the Midget, it's that he loves to edit things. He loves to get real sneaky with the way he edits things so that he could take actual Kate Meaney audio and make it sound like she's talking about Shuli, just like he did with me, where he pretended that I was calling out Shuli and he was just changing up the audio and video and tried to trick Shuli with it. Like, look at what Karl's saying about you. And Shuli caught on. Now, will Rob and John catch on? No, of course not.
And even let's say they have a tape of her drunkenly talking on
that'd
the
be great.
phone.
Yeah.
But will it? Will it? You ever talk to a drunk 25-year-old? Not that great of a conversation. Number one.
It'll be great with them presenting it like this is their big gotcha.
Yes.
Because season two of the tapes is going to usurp it in every single way.
Yeah, I mean, she better be admitting to a murder on there if you're going to top, what John does voluntarily, numerous times. I mean, it's not, look, also, if it was so brutal and so great, he would be back on. He wouldn't announce it on Twitter first. He would come on, he would play it. There's something fishy going on here.
So here's the other thing. And this is the other tweet that he sent out. He said, I love when he starts out tweets with the word listen. Listen, even though I looked out for Kate Meaney and she did me dirty, I won't release these tapes unless provoked. She's a troubled young woman and these tapes are juicy. Now, what that is a desperate plea for you to not release the phone calls that you have. So he's trying one more time to get you to not play those.
Yep.
What is really wonderful here and really enjoyable, it's two things. It's one that he once again can't understand that if something's too good to be true, it's not true. Every time something good just lands in his lap, it's a disaster. And whether you believe this or not, you think he would be trained now to just question just a perfect thing
No, he
falls
never
into his
does.
lap.
And Clay Dabbler always tells him that too.
Mhm.
John, why do you keep believing this? You keep thinking you know Penis Wrinkle's real name. You keep thinking you know who Cardiff is. Like, you fall for this every time. But John has this thing where if he hears something and he wants it to be true, he tells himself it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a childish thing that he does.
And what's happening here with Kate Meaney is, that's not revealing. Hearing a 25-year-old acting like a 25-year-old who claims everywhere she's interviewed that she's a 25-year-old and she's getting herself together. This is just abuse, dude. You are the drunken master who claims to be changing lives and writing one-man shows and just like being this heroic winner all the time. So seeing you as a drunken mess is enjoyable and revealing. Showing a 25-year-old acting like a 25-year-old and really trying to hammer home, even in just the tweets, that she misses her dad and is longing for a father figure, maybe in sad, desperate ways, is just abusive. Just leave her alone. But of course, you've left the Dabbleverse unless revenge calls. Then I must.
Yes.
Well, and the only way this could be embarrassing to Kate, in my opinion, is if it's her drunkenly professing her love for Stuttering John. But if she were to sit there and go, I don't know what it is, he's disgusting, he's gross, he's an asshole, but I'm so drawn to him, I can't get enough of that, then she looks bad. But you know who looks worse in that situation? John, because he's sitting here listening to a 25-year-old hot chick go, if he wasn't so fucking disgusting, I would fall in love with this guy.
Time out. There aren't enough espresso martinis in the universe for Kate to be that drunk.
I get it.
I'm not buying it.
I get it. But I'm just saying, as far as juicy stuff goes,
right.
That would be.
There's alcohol poisoning, and then there's being attracted to John. Yeah. But unfortunately, you're already a cadaver at that point.
Yeah.
Fan enthusiast $2 says Karl shitting it up on the toilet. What are you in my house? Is that my wife? Is that her sock account? Upstairs, what's going on? Sean Cameron became a new member. Thank you very much, Sean. Welcome to the channel. Go to the channel tab, community tab. You get all the links to all the bonus shows and the live shows that we do unedited. Barnes and Noobs, $10. Love Barnes and Noobs.
Genius.
This is, I don't want to declare him the MVP of Dabblers Anonymous, but kind of
I
is,
will.
right?
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I'll back you on that.
There's a lot of great creators on there, but
yeah.
So is Dummy still using the I knew all along defense for the new Kate tapes? If so, why let a classroom of minors be recorded? I thought Mr. Melendez protected the children. Wahapa. I actually have a clip coming up, and Shuli, I'm glad we're doing a show together today because I haven't gotten through, I don't know if you guys have on Uncle Rico, the entire 5-hour final show, December 31st.
I think we did, but it's all a blur, you know.
There's a section. So I'm about an hour and I was about an hour and a half in. I did another 15 minutes. I cut up some clips for us to look at today where Jerry from Vegas, the beer sales guy, calls in, and he's the one who first tells John that there's new tapes, that you declare there's new tapes. And watching John process that information in real time is fascinating.
Yeah.
And he is definitely scared shitless about what he said and what's going to be revealed.
And it's amazing because you can always count on Vegas Beer Can Jerry to run around snitching everybody's business to John. That's
right.
A given every time.
He can't use the I knew all along because we're going to watch him realize that, oh shit, I had no idea. Shit show $2. Get that pug pounder Rob Saul on for a goof. Rob said he's going to come on WATP. I might have him on Wednesday.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I have that video that Doom put out today of Miss Debbie talking about Rob Saul, what a thin-skinned asshole he is. I thought we could play that on the show today if we have time. So I don't know if Rob's still going to want to come on when he sees that, but maybe.
Slow news day for Doom, huh? Debbie? What?
Who's Miss Debbie?
It's a pretty good video. I'll be honest. I was glued to it, but all right. Adam's going to be on WATP this Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. on this channel. Check it out. We might have Rob on the second hour. We'll see.
Yeah, send me the link. I'll pop in. I'll say hi.
No. He says he will not talk to you. Shuli.
Oh, get out of here.
Rob
what?
Will not. No, he will not have a show. He will not do a show that you're on.
Wow.
Yeah,
Learning the ways of Melendez.
That was
that
was a sticking point. He said he would come out and talk to me and Adam and Chris, but
you pussies.
you
all
can't
of
be
you.
there. Bully 2231 says Karl won't stop saying VTL has a spectrum disorder. Oh, I think I know who Anonymous is now.
Oh, please.
Over on the super tip system.
Yeah.
Echo Pella, $300 per kid per month for 18 years equals $35 million. That could be true.
Exactly.
Herb Beta Patch, $5. Adam, will you be reprising your role in Menorah in the middle too? The world wants to know.
Yes. It's an exclusive remake that's only going to be shown at the Sphere in Vegas, and I will be reprising my role as Jacob the Baker.
Very good. Star Mountain, Shuli, who could be OJ's source that revealed? You knew?
I don't know, Vince. Who do you think it could be?
Grapes, $2. Shuli, when was the first time you heard Iso was arrested? Same time everyone else did.
I mean, we were the ones to break the news to all of you detectives out there running around today.
How is that possible that nobody broke that news that everyone in Rochester knew?
Sure.
And not a single person?
Think of all the people. Think of all the people who had a meal with that man that didn't know.
It's fucking ridiculous. Me 143, per the divorce fund, was to be liquidated and split. Per the divorce, the fund was to be liquidated and split. Interesting.
Wow. Well, I can tell you
with who? The children?
I can tell you.
Parents.
We did like a retrospective on this topic where Frog went back and found all the times he brought up the college fund. And what's interesting is he knew how much the penalty was for withdrawing early. It was one of the first things that he brought up when he would talk about it.
Reverend Billy wants to know, Shuli, who was the first person to tell you about ESO?
Vince and John in an email. It was weird.
Turkey Boy, Karl, who you think told OJ Shuli knew ESO arrested?
See, this is what happens when nobody replies in the text group to him. You understand?
Yeah,
now he's got to go on Twitter and he's got to come here. And as a parent, when a child throws a tantrum, there are ways to react. Yelling and screaming at them is not going to help. You just let them tire themselves out. You know?
Correct. The nasty one, will you be visiting ESO in the pen?
Probably not before Vince does.
Right? Kentucky, I'd consider a non-sexual relationship with Adam.
Yeah, we could just cuddle. We could just hang out.
I bet Adam's a great cuddler.
I bet. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I wonder how much ESO put away for kids. I think there's a joke there somewhere. Sure. Shuli, will you show us what you have saved for your kids? Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what we do on this show, as we all show bank accounts and talk about finances.
Well, I mean, I talk about it every episode of Trainables. I lead off with it, so you guys, I guess nobody's watching.
Chaka John, $5. Didn't Oscar get a scholarship because they're poor? Harvard doesn't give merit scholarships. If they have $100,000 plus saved, isn't that fraud? This is beyond my pay grade, but from what I know, the reason why it's a free ride for Harvard is because they qualified as a low-income family. And so Harvard charges based on what you're able to afford.
Yeah, like if they see in your transcripts that you ate tree bark for 2 years, then they give you a free ride.
Council Oak Steaks. Adam, you agree with Shuli deflecting when asked regarding ESO? Let's get Adam involved in this. God,
yeah. Oh, no, I agree. He's deflecting.
Thank you. I turn it over to my attorney, Adam Busch.
PNW TV, is Bob going to DabbleCon 2 or has he fully exited? Bob was at DabbleCon 2.
Yeah.
Turkey Boy, $2. AB, how could Shuli have handled the ESO reveal better?
I think he handled I learned from him, and I respected that he got on the air and he said it. I appreciated that it came from him and that's where I learned that info. After that moment, I wish, unless it's really, really funny, we just leave it alone. Don't put it on John. Don't put it on anybody. Just leave it alone. No one wants to hear about it. And unfortunately, it's a drag, and you have to take responsibility of the fact that you brought it into our lives. If ESO went on to do great things, you'd be like, that's my boy. So if he does bad things, you're equally as responsible. And outside of letting us know, telling us, and then maybe shutting the fuck up about it, I don't know what else you can do. Maybe start a fund, maybe donate some money, maybe
Yeah, we did.
Outside of that, I don't know what you can do. There's no winning a situation like this, and unfortunately we're all victims that have to deal with this. I hate seeing that word. I hate it coming up. I hate that it's a part of this.
No, we're not all victims. There are people who relish in this. This is what's crazy about this. All of these one person in the chat who are different people are enjoying this way too much, but it's actually a very horrific thing. Come watch Kate Tapes 2 for free Tuesday. Oh, Rob Saul coming in here looking longingly at his girlfriend.
I thought it was really him for a second. That was close.
Shuli's best friend Eso Shitware. Were you and Eso swapping pics? Great questions.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, Eso and a few other people were swapping pics, but that's just a rumor I heard. I don't know. And it seemed to have broken one human being, just that rumor being out there.
Lazy 420, I do not have the Morseverse songs on this channel. We will not be taking requests for Morseverse.
I refuse.
On this channel.
I'll answer ESO questions before I play Morseverse.
Yes, correct. Hunter Duke coming in on the supertip.gg/WATP.
Now, the rainy season reminds me of Kate.
Yes.
The way she danced, the color of her hair. Now I'm locked inside a stall at the cantina, eating the bananas and the cocaine off the mirror, looking for a ticket to take me away from here. Bananas and blow. Bananas and blow stuck in my cabana, living on bananas and blow.
Of course, Bananas and Blow from Ween, everybody. Great reference there from Hunter Duke. We appreciate you, buddy. Gonzo, $3. Send Joey C the link. It's the worst idea. You are no longer the producer of the show, Gonzo. It's the worst idea I could think of.
I, Karl Hayberger, literally can't stop saying VTL has a spectrum disorder.
I can't. Even when I'm not saying it, I'm saying it. It's crazy. My boy, Mason in Portland, Rob Saul is a F-slur. See you in Vegas, Karl. Yes, I'll see you in Vegas, May 9th through 11th. Hackmania.com is where you want to go. Promo code WATP. Get 10% off your ticket. I believe the prices are going up. Melton did that last year. He raises the prices, so stop putting it off. Get your tickets. Mason in Portland's going to be there. The Hunchback himself is going to be there. You can see the Hunchback in person. Imagine that. Get your picture taken with it. There's a booth.
I'm Karl, and I am saying VTL has a spectrum disorder.
That's money well spent. Oh, KJ. Thank you very much, KJ, for the $50. Learning this week that Rachel Welch backhanded that stuttering fool on the streets of New York City in the 90s. My hero.
It's Raquel Welch.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Raquel Welch. Yes, that's well-deserved from Stuttering John. You know what I learned today? And I have the link to it. Mitch Fatel was doing these ambush-style interviews with celebrities before John was doing it.
Get out of here.
So John, who claims that everyone's ripping him off and try out the insult comic dog and all these guys, he was doing it first. He wasn't even doing it first on the Howard Stern show.
I learned about that when Robert Smigel thanked him, Mitch Fatel, on his special profusely for inspiring him to. And Borat and Sacha Baron Cohen, they were all, they were in the Mitch Fatel special thanking him.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
well,
Mitch, Ali G is in your green room. He wanted to see you before the show.
KJ's the best, supports the shows here. We appreciate her.
Thank you,
VTL has a spectrum disorder is what I, Karl, literally can't stop saying.
He probably does have a spectrum disorder, all right? I agree.
VTL has a spectrum disorder is what I can't stop saying. I'm literally Karl.
We got to work on my voice. Does that sound like me?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think I got to get moody on that. That's getting weird.
It's not even a little annoying, that voice. Where yours is a lot.
So you're saying my show should just be AI Karl instead of me?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
He's at a reasonable volume.
K. How is it that I have unencumbered myself of the Dabbleverse? Yet you and those two Shulis beat me like a dead horse. I am the Duke. Let me ride off into the sunset in my shitty old car. The trunk is a litter box. Me and the cat's use. I'm so filthy now because I'm in the gym daily, blasting my guns, preserving all my manly smells.
Ugh.
I will be at Hackamania to steal your sexy mom wife. Shuli, I know you knew everything about Ezo. Just like I know all about Rob Saul and his dog love fetish.
Oh, geez. Did John know about that? He still had him on his show?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Well, we watched a DG retrospective last night where it was funny. The whole DG not paying for that tab happened very early on in their friendship.
Yes.
And John had no problem with it until DG accepted $150 to come on BS show.
And if Barnes and Noobs is still watching, I want to commission something because there was something so great revealed in that episode of yours where everything that John says to DG is what Howard said to John about wings. He's just screaming at him, and it's verbatim. Don't you know they're just using you? You don't get it. You don't get it. Because John didn't get that there were bigger things than him at play when he was asked to be on Wings, and he refused to accept it. And he's just so intolerant, even more intolerant than Howard was of him. Because even when it came down to John leaving to get a better gig, DG's like, so if I can't go to make some money? And John goes, yes, you cannot go. That's what I'm saying. Don't do it. I don't care if they're giving you money. I don't care. You can't do it. It's really such a...
What a great find, man.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and like both of them have the same mentality. No. They don't want me because of you. They want me because of me.
Yeah.
That's killer.
It really is amazing.
I was never a fan of Wings, but I feel like that's a little bit better than going on the BS show. Am I crazy? They don't really compare that well. But
listen, the DG episode is still available, unlike John's episode of Wings, which has been taken off of various platforms, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, why do they take it off? It's too disgusting to look at.
That episode in particular, I think might be the only one missing, or one of very few that are not available to stream.
But you don't know why?
I don't know why. I just know that
I've always seen the
available.
parts that John's in, the two little clips that he's in. I don't know.
You can't find it on YouTube. You can't find anywhere where it's streaming. I forget the specific episode number or name, but people have looked for it and it's missing.
Maybe you tried to sue Wings. It's very
thinking
similar to like Sirius XM. You can't hear John on that anymore either. He's off Howard 101.
I'm not
Maybe
suing
you're
Steven
right.
Weber personally. It's just the network for more residuals. You have to pay your SAG dues and keep up with them to get residuals. John.
All right. I want to watch some clips from when Vegas Beer Sales Jerry joins John on his final episode. He's very drunk at this point, but he's very excited to have his buddy on the show. And of course, Clay Dabbler's on there as well. And this is the episode that starts off with John calling Shuli's dad. And what he does is he wants everyone to praise him. Similar to the Trump prank call where he needed everyone to praise him afterwards. He wants everyone to praise him for this amazing thing that he did. So each guest that comes on, whether it's Clearwater Chad or Clay Dabbler, every single one, he goes, wasn't that great? Did you see when I did that? Wasn't that great? And same thing here.
Call an adult dad instead of him. Run, Karen. Call an adult dad. Wow.
Yeah, Shuli's dad. You call an adult's dad instead of Shuli. So basically calling Shuli's dad instead of calling Shuli.
Well, Shuli doesn't
Rob Saul.
Because Shuli doesn't seem to know the difference between right and wrong. So if I can't get through to him, I got to try and get his dad to. And plus, I mean, his dad knows what a loser Shuli is.
So it starts off with John doesn't understand the super chat that he's reading right there. Call an adult dad instead of him. He's like, what is he talking about? It's like, the fact that you called a man's father to rat on him. But I think the truth came out at the end there. I heard this a different way today when I was listening to it. He goes, and Shuli's dad knows that Shuli's a loser. John wants Shuli's dad to not be proud of him because in John's world, he wants what would be the worst thing for him. That's what he wants for his enemies. And John, the worst thing that could happen is if his dad wasn't proud of him. If his dad saw him as a failure. And so the point of that call to Mr. Agar was really so that he would be ashamed of his son and feel like he was a loser.
Yeah, and I don't need John to call him for him to feel like that. Believe me.
Right.
I can pull that off myself. I don't need a team. But also his thing is like, well, I don't understand right from wrong. So you're going to call my 80-plus-year-old dad so he can now teach me right from wrong based on your assessment?
Right. So that's the part that's the lie.
Right.
That's the part that justifies the shitty behavior that he has. But then the truth comes out of, no, I just want his dad to be disappointed in him. And I want Shuli to feel that his dad's disappointed in him. Meanwhile, I guarantee if we called Mr. Agar right now, he wouldn't remember that phone call or anything that happened.
Not at all. He barely remembers me when I call.
Right. Yes. I'm sure that's not a thing in his world.
Mr. Agar was masterful in that phone call. Everything about it. And it really showed how ignorant John is, because if you know anything about not just Shuli's dad, but like Jewish parents, Israeli parents, they are masters at not validating what you say. And you think you're going to call him up and he's going to give you what you want. They can do it in a sigh. They could do it in a breath. You're like, Mom, I won the lottery. And she goes, yeah. And that's your life. So you think you're going to get this guy. And he did like that delivery of, so what do you want me to do? You'll never hear anything more disaffected, more checked out. Like, they know what they're doing. He's so narcissistic and sees everything from his perspective. He truly believed, and he believed it when he called Mrs. Meanie. He believed it when he called Gino, that everyone's going to go, what were they doing? Oh, boy. Okay. I immediately believe you and don't care about my son, because I guess to take your point even further, Karl, that's what he experienced. If somebody called his house, they weren't like, John, what really happened? They were like, John, you're in trouble. So he assumes now it's his chance to do that to everybody. And he's so delusional, he doesn't see what's really happening.
But he's 6 years old.
Yeah.
And so, yes, there was a parent or a teacher that called the house, and then he got a scolding or a talking to. And so he wants the same thing to happen out of his enemies.
I'll never forget when I came to my dad and I told him, I said, I'm quitting in the working, and I'm going full time into stand up. And his exact response was, I've seen that movie before. And I go, what? He goes, I've seen that movie before. And the hero dies in the end every time. Boom. That was my pat on the back. Go get him. So
I was on my grandfather's favorite TV show, the one he watched every week, and I appeared on it, and I told him to watch it, and he did, and I called him afterwards, and I'm like, what did you think? And he's like, I didn't see you. What? I explained who I did. I guess I must have went to the bathroom I didn't see you. That's all he had to say about it. The fact that John thought he could beat that shows you how delusional he is.
Yeah. All right, so this is where his buddy Jerry comes on, and John wants to get praise for this. Like, he needs everyone to say, like, what you did was a good thing, John. He needs to try to justify this.
That's crazy.
Hey, Jerry, did you like that I called Showay's dad?
Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy, man. But yeah, you were respectful to him, it sounded like.
Of course, I'm not an asshole. But I mean, if the guy's gonna fucking, do all the harassment and cyber bullying that he's been doing to me, I mean, can you blame me?
That was 5 beats. He goes, he just needs his buddy Jerry to go, no, you did the right thing, John. That's what any adult would do in that situation. And he goes, Shuli's been harassing me, photos of my mom, KY. So can you blame me for doing this? And Jerry is speechless.
Well, he's not having a discussion. He's not going, so Jerry, what did you think?
Right. He's leading the witness.
He's going, how great was that? How great was I, Jerry?
Don't you think Shuli deserved that? And don't you think I did the right thing?
And Jerry's a little, he's a little troll. He doesn't want to leave John's side. He's like that little weird looking thing on Jabba's lap,
Yeah.
And so when John goes, "How great was I?" Jerry knows if he doesn't say you were fantastic, blocked. You're cut out. You're out of the loop.
Well, watch this again, because it's never been quieter with Clay Dabbler on a show than it is for these 5 seconds after John says, "Can you blame me?"
The bullying that he's been doing to me. I mean, can you blame me?
It's incredible. I mean, even Clay doesn't like pour ice into a drink. He doesn't have a siren going off in the background.
Well, and I even give Clay credit. He was the first one. As soon as he came on, he was like, "It's not right. Like, you shouldn't have called them. You shouldn't have done that." And I've had some discussions in DMs with Clay recently, cordial discussions, and trying to get him to come on to defend John on one of these Point Dabble points. I don't think he's a bad guy.
No.
I think he gets caught up in John's fights sometimes and gets a little carried away.
Why? Because he's wearing an SJ Army t-shirt? Is that why you think that?
Yeah. Or my dead mother's name on his shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets caught up in stuff sometimes, but then again, I have a fucking creepy puppet behind me, so who am I to talk?
Good point.
There's also something really interesting that happens here. He's looking for validation for this thing he did, that he's questioning whether it was right or wrong. He also knows he's not getting the validation that he wants from everyone. That's why he keeps asking. He hears the silence. He hears the hesitation. Clay was pretty direct about not being a fan of this. How come it never turns into questioning what he did? It never goes in that direction. He never goes, "Shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that." It just results in the blocking of the people that disagree. Like you said, it's really fascinating.
Karl, I sent you some recent tweets. I believe these are from today that you might want to put up, because looks like I've broken the law again.
Oh,
possibly Kate.
All right. Yep. I'll grab these and pull them up. But first, let's check out. So Jerry's talking to John about your affiliation with Anthony Cumia. And Jerry's also a Jewish gentleman. Can I say that? Is that offensive?
Yeah. And nothing makes a Jew happier than not minding their own goddamn business.
So I thought this was interesting. I thought it was odd.
Like, how, Jerry, you're a Jewish man. I mean, like, how do you feel about that?
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, people like that, you're just supposed to shun them, and you're not supposed to be friends with them. I mean, I just wish Howard could see how he kisses Pocky's ass. I just wish Howard could see that one time, the way that Shuli kisses his ass and calls him the boss and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
He wishes Howard would see that you're friendly with Anthony Cumia. That's a weird fantasy for Jerry in Vegas to have.
Yeah.
He wants something to happen with your relationship with Howard and him to be disappointed in you. Like, what is that?
Listen, I don't know. Like, call me crazy, but if there was somebody that I truly didn't like that had a show, here's something wild. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't devote my life to fucking watching somebody that I can't stand and yelling and making every conversation, every tweet about that person. You don't like me? Don't fucking watch. What can I tell you? Nobody's forcing Jerry to be upset at me calling Anthony the boss. Nobody's forcing Jerry to write down anti-Jewish comments or tweets and send John that's all you, Jerry. That's all you. So you're upsetting yourself. Don't worry about who the fuck I'm friends with. Nobody worries about who you're friends with. So move on.
Adam, what did you think about him bringing Howard Stern into that conversation out of nowhere?
All I could assume is that they're not show people. They're not used to being interviewed and doing shows all the time. He doesn't even want to be on camera, but he loves the Dabbleverse and he wants to be involved, and I can certainly relate to that. I think sometimes John puts you on the spot and you're just trying to say something that he wants to hear, and sometimes you get caught saying something you don't maybe even really mean when you think back about it, but you're just throwing in all the words that he wants to hear, because like you're pointing out, it's very much like a father thing happening here, with
Yes.
that comment. And that's such a John thing that other people don't share so uniquely. So maybe he was
he's
heard
heard
that
heard
before.
John say that about
Mhm.
Stern and Anthony. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Well,
tell
don't
me how.
forget-
Yeah, please go.
John regurgitates the calls he has all day long with Jerry
Right.
and with Dirty Deeds, and they bring up these points that he's too wet brained to come up with himself. That's what he regurgitates on his show later that afternoon.
Yes, agreed. All right, so here are these tweets that you just texted over to me, and where are we taking it, from the bottom up? Is that the oldest and newest?
I guess. And keep in mind, before we read these, he's thrilled that he's out of the Dabbleverse. All right, go ahead.
Right. All right. Talk about justice. Kate Meaney illegally taped me and now got taped for 2 hours. She even plays the calls she gave Shitzy. Who's Shitzy? That's you now?
Oh, is that me? Oh, okay.
Okay. Another nothing burger. The best of her calls were from after I recorded myself saying I knew she was taping me. Most of the crap I fed this imbecile was horse shit.
Oh, we can't wait to put that to the test.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And by the way, 2 hours? You got a tape of her for 2 hours? One call I have is 2 hours.
Oh boy. To all those that DM me wondering how I can put up with that, with the hate that I get from my posts. All I am doing is weeding out the racists. I'm playing 4D chess while they are playing Candyland.
Oh, fuck checkers.
What the fuck is he talking about? All right. I just got off the phone with my attorney. Apparently the dues payer is guilty of defamation, falsely accusing me of trying to dip into my kid's college fund, as well as saying I didn't put the money in. I put all of it in. They say Dust is my brother-in-law. Nope. Wait for it. Oh, finally he's going to sue. Oh, he's not going to do that.
What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to get legal action or his show back first?
Oh, he'll definitely want to get his show back to talk about how he's taking, because in John's mind, we covered this before. In John's mind, talking about doing something is exactly the same as doing it. So he puts out this tweet that's, by the way, private. I can't see it. Most people can't see these tweets. So this isn't good enough for him. He's going to have to come on a show and talk about how he talked to an attorney and they actually have a real lawsuit this time and defamation and it's over for you.
What are you
That's the
talking
same as
about?
in winning a lawsuit.
First of all, he's got a great spokesperson in Rob Saul. He's going to sort everything out for him. Rob's going to make sense of this whole thing, and John's going to be victorious. Don't you worry. That team, they don't lose.
Fucking Rob Saul. I mean, there's so much I can get into with Rob talking about suing Kevin Brennan or pressing charges against Kevin Brennan or whatever the fuck he thinks he's going to do. Nobody spits more hate-fueled things out on the internet and then becomes the biggest pussy when anything happens to them back than John and Rob Saul.
All these fuckers start a fight. They want to pick a fight, and then you fight back, and they run to the fucking courts and to the police.
They're birds of a feather.
Unbelievable.
These two pussies.
That being said, we'd love to have you on Wednesday,
Yes.
Rob, so please don't.
That's right. Yeah, Rob. We want to hear your piece on this.
I will not be on, but maybe this guy might make an appearance.
Oh,
Send this guy
sweet. All
away.
right. That would be a nice reunion for Rob and John to get on there. All right. Shuli's best friend, Brother Shuli, you are the new locale of the Dabbleverse.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it.
JFK Head Chunk says, surprise, not Vince. Thank you, JFK Head Chunk. Barnes and Noobs, Shuli, why not donate Super Chat money to ESO victims?
We did, but thank you.
Yeah. Turkey Boy, $2. AB, you agree with Shuli trying to use ESO v. Kumia?
How does that work?
I don't know.
Trying to use.
Vince, I know you only want to spend $2. Maybe put it in the text thread a little bit longer form
Yes.
so we can understand it.
Karl says VTL has a spectrum disorder. I sure do. I sure did. Hey, Christian Blatt is here from the Blackcast.
When you announced Hughezy was a no-show, I started drinking, hoping that I'd be able to fill in. But after an hour of non-stop Guinness, I'm nowhere near drunk enough. Just watch what be tomorrow.
WATB. Who are these broadcasters tomorrow on this channel at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time for Christian Blatt and Eric Zane. And also, they will be doing for the second year in a row a Super Bowl halftime show. So when the second quarter ends, tune in to Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel I'm going to be on there, and some other special guests will be on to do a halftime show for you that's Dabbleverse centric.
Hello, Big J and Sam Roberts. This is the world famous Stuttering John Melendez coming to you from my beaten down 12-year-old shitty car. The Duke will be making his long-awaited return to the DV very soon. I know you watch everything about me because I am the only one with credits. Come on my show. I will charge you $5,000 each before you go on all the other shows. No, next week. The price to come. $7 to come on M Show. Don't be dumb fucks. This is the Duke saying gee. Oh shit. This is super tips, not Cameo. Wait, did I just pay you for this?
Not cupcakes coming in. Thank you very much for that. A lot to unpack from that message that he just sent us. Big J on Legion of Skanks had Jim Norton and Anthony Cumia, and we broke this down in the most recent WATP, but Big J is a huge fan of the Dabbleverse. He actually has super chatted this very show, Point Dabble Point, as we remember, and he was asking some very fun questions about Opie and what's going on with Opie and his mental disorders. And it'd be great to have Big J be a part of any of these shows. He always has an open invitation. I talked to Missy B on the phone yesterday. Oh my God, I sound like John. I talked to someone on the phone. But she was telling me stories that Big J was telling about Chad Zumach that were very entertaining. Yeah. So I love Big J Ogerson. Very funny guy, and also way into the drama of this dumb Tattleverse. The Victimizer, $5 says, Shuli, do you think people watch this on the Stern staff? We know for a fact they do. I really do think Howard watches all this shit on a burner account while playing chess at night.
I don't think Howard does, but, I literally was texting somebody last week who works there about the tapes season 2. So yeah, there's some people that are all in.
And what are their opinions? What are they saying? You don't have to give names, but if you could just say what they think or what their attitude is. People that might have worked with him before, now seeing him now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to mention any names, but one guy was like, "I think it's great." He was like, "You should do more episodes." No, I'm just kidding. No, they love it. They love it because John wasn't just a dick to me. He was a dick to everybody, and people remember that, and they're okay with this for the most part.
And I can say I've gotten notes from multiple current Stern staffers who I've never met, who reach out to me directly because they love this shit. And it's been going on for years. They're all in.
Yep.
Happy Valley Wrecking Crew, $5. Vince the Autist implying the Jew had something to do with Esau's crimes is 100% gay. It is gay. Why are you trashing me? $5. Surely Esau's crime is 100% your fault. Why didn't you get Ed Torian to set up the lie detector and show him CP pictures before hiring him? Yes. That would have been a great idea. Bit.
Hold on, I got to write that down.
Let's do that with Frog immediately.
Did you ever fart in Omarosa's face? Go ahead.
Turkey Boy. AB, DP said no Esau talk, then used Esau for Kumi a bit. Okay. Red 473, $5. Karl, love listening to you on PKA covering the Destiny stuff. He's got 2 podcasts if you want to review them. Oh, that's a good call. We should review some Destiny. You familiar with Destiny, Adam?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
He's that woke guy, right? His very and his liberal. Wife were swingers and stuff.
Yep.
Or something?
Well, yeah, he's an open relationship. He's bisexual. He's a very liberal guy. He started out as like a gamer guy, got very popular, then turned into like this political guy who'd go on debate people about politics. He's a very good debater. He's very well spoken, interesting guy. But recently, there's a lot of things that came out. The first was a video of him essing someone's D, which is whatever. He's bisexual. It doesn't matter. But now there's a lot of allegations about taking advantage of people online and doing some different things. So, yeah, I was on PKA. Check that out, that episode of Painkiller Already. Those guys are great. I appreciated being on there. PNW TV $2 says, pardon me, I meant will Rob be at the next DabbleCon? Will Rob be at the next?
Oh, no, Bob.
Will Bob be at the next DabbleCon? Unlikely. Cadence Bowden, Missouri. What? Shuli, how many times ESO meet your kids for real? Thank you.
0.
All right, there you go. BMC $5. Anthony is a terrible anti-Semite. He lived in one of the most Jewish neighborhoods in Long Island for years. Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Hi, Karl. Hi, Holy Big Mac. Don, Adam is my favorite SJ psychoanalyst. Skola.
Mine too.
I
Skull
agree.
Don. Skull.
He does a good job.
Seriously.
Why are you trashing me? $5. Remember in Star Wars when Darth Vader said, Luke, I'm your father. And then all the stormtroopers called him up to get his kids to stop shooting at them.
That's funny.
That was actually edited out of the final.
Director's cut.
Yeah, you gotta. Why are you trashing me? Yeah, you said that in twice. Good stuff.
That was worth. That
Yeah, it was
we
well
should
done.
give you $10 for that. That was good.
Urban Beta Patch $5 says the only time it's acceptable to call someone's parents is if you're Caleb Hammer and you're telling them about the dumb purchases the kids made. Yes, that financial audit podcast is fantastic.
Oh, that guy just fucking yells at people, right?
I don't know why anyone wants to go on his show. They end up in tears.
That's wild.
It's great. And Nick in Fort Wayne, using ESO for an unfunny work was a D-bag move.
Right. Okay. What? Okay. It's all good.
Our bad.
I love that the guy gets busted with 6,000 pieces of this shit, but somehow I'm the asshole.
You're the
Somehow
problem. You're right.
I'm the problem. Got it.
Our bad. Weekly reminder, Hobo Stuttering John was never given an FDNY t-shirt. It's a gift shop or street counterfeit. All of FDNY and NYPD detest the flea bag. Plus, my 3 daughters had huge crushes on Adam when they were growing up.
I think
But
this
not
guy,
anymore.
No, nobody does. But I think this guy DM'd me, and if not him, a different firefighter who said the same exact thing, that any shirt he wears is a gift shop shirt.
I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah.
It's so pathetic. It's so sad that it's stolen valor. I had friends who died in that. Yeah, because I heard you on the Stern show that morning. You didn't seem all that concerned about it.
You ever see Swordfish?
I forgot. Yeah.
Howard. Howard. Can we change the subject for a second? You ever see Swordfish?
God.
You know, but it's just because he exaggerates everything. Wearing an FDNY shirt would be fine. Wherever he got it, and supporting them and saying something nice about it would be fine. He has to exaggerate. It has to be, they invited him. They came to his office and they presented him with this one of a kind. It's just a shirt that you got from a gift shop, like all the Tonight Show mugs.
Yeah,
Right.
And you
And
know
the
what
watch.
would be a great move is he goes, oh yeah, this thing I think I got it in a gift shop or somebody got it for me, but I would really I support firefighters. I would really love a real one. I'd wear it on the show all the time, and I guarantee you guys would send it in to him.
Yep.
Yes. All right. I want to get back to these clips that I have because John gets so nervous trying to think a thought while Clay Dabbler's on his show because Clay will fill any, except for that last clip I played, he'll fill any millisecond of silence with noises and words and whatever.
And that's John's job.
Right. And so John's trying to think of a thing that he's trying to think of, and he's having a hard time. And so he immediately goes, now, Clay, I'm trying to think of a thing right now. Please don't fuck it up.
But Jerry, do you think that and Clay, just let me just don't talk for a couple minutes. And I mean that with all due respect, because I'm not going to have Jerry on program.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Do you think that that like the shitware is aware of how hypocritical it is? That
great question, John. Yeah, Clay, get out of the way. I got some great questions for Jerry here. I need to get in there.
I don't want to lose my train of nothing thought, so just sit quiet.
I would love to have Shuli on my show. Just go, hey, Shuli, I just need you to be quiet for like a few minutes now, with all due respect. It's like, no, I'm definitely taking that personally. That's pretty fucked up. You would say that.
And I love that
Okay.
Clay's just like, yeah, no, totally. He's like, yeah, absolutely.
But the best part is Clay does shut up, but he doesn't mute himself, and John doesn't mute him. So he still is making all these noises. There's sirens going off, like all the things that are distracting that Clay does.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to be a doing this while the guy's trying to think of a question, that might be distracting.
He's
too.
constantly fidgeting with shit, and he can't just sit there and watch the show and see what's going on. All right, so this is John. He's talking about what a great guy Jerry is, what a great friend he is. And so he's bringing up the fact that when John was driving through Vegas, his entire life was packed in his coupe, right?
Yeah.
So there were 2 cats in there. There was cat shit. And then there was everything that he owned, including a TV on the roof, I believe, to go and make the trip to New York and then eventually Florida. And he realized when he got to Jerry's house, I got to get some of this shit out of my car. So he talks about what a great friend Jerry was for allowing him to put some of his stuff in Jerry's house.
You saw when, my car was overloaded and you took a lot of stuff into your house and you mailed my amp and all my kids' great birthday cards and Father's Day cards they wrote me that I have, even though everyone thinks my kids hate me, which is ridiculous. But all that stuff that you did and sent to me, I'm internally grateful to you, man.
Internally? You're internally grateful?
He's internally grateful. Yeah, I picked up on that too.
Also, how expensive is it to mail an amp? That's got to be double the price of the amp.
Yes, that's ridiculous. Those things are heavy as shit. Now, a couple of things that happened there, though, and I want to point out. The amp makes more sense to me when he says, yeah, thanks for taking on some of my stuff. I had a lot of stuff in my car. Like an amp would take up a lot of space. Father's Day cards and birthday cards from your children, you can't shove those in the glove box. You can't tuck those in the corner of the trunk or something. The reason why he had to say that was just to put out there that his kids love him. But in typical John fashion, he doesn't realize what he's saying. He's getting cards from his kids when they're obligated to give him a card. The same thing happened when he was tweeting. This is when he was out of the Dabbleverse. He was tweeting the cards he was getting from students who were thanking him for being their teacher on Teacher Appreciation Day. This is like getting a Valentine's Day card on Valentine's Day in elementary school. You're obligated to give one to everyone. You have to give them to every teacher, just like your kids have to give you a Father's Day card because their mom makes them.
And I got news for you. I don't know about now, but I don't think his kids hate him. I do think John hates his kids, and I'll tell you why. Why would you leave those fucking cards at somebody's house? Why doesn't that rank on a list of important shit towards the top?
Correct.
Yeah, that's true. The amp is actually replaceable. The cards are not.
Of course. Yes. It's a one of one in a time where they loved you, they cared about you. Maybe that's like a wake-up call, something that could help you get your shit together. No, keep that at your place. I don't need that shit distracting you.
I'm sure he had his dog diploma or whatever the fuck he was bragging about. Like, he really was prioritizing there when he gave up all the sentimental cards from his family.
And again, it feels silly to just be believing whatever he says. I bet it was a box of something completely different that said, cards from my kids telling me how much they love me. But
don't look in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for shipping
EDD papers.
Right. Thanks for shipping back all those roaches for me, Jay.
All right. This is the part that I'm very excited to play because I had not seen this until today. I was just pulling clips today. I've never watched this full episode, John's final episode. I've kind of been appreciating it because it was 5 hours and he's drunk and there's so much great stuff here. And so this is where he's going to his buddy Jerry and going, oh man, what's the shit we're gonna do? I'm gonna leave the Dabbleverse. He's not gonna have anything to talk about or do. And this is when John first learns about the tapes season 2. And there's a lot to unpack here. I'm excited to see Adam's response to this because watch John process this new information in real time.
So what do you think the shit was gonna do now that I'm gone?
Well, he's apparently he's claiming he has new Kate Meaney tapes, and he's about to start playing those.
Oh, okay.
That's he'll get a few days worth of viewers off of that. After that, I don't know what he's gonna do. He can't talk about you. I mean, he can, but if you're
John had to take a big swig of beer
Oh yeah.
When you hear that, it's like, oh, okay, fuck.
Where's my pain juice? Make it go away.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
All right, so watch this. This is amazing.
I mean, he can, but if you're not around providing fresh content, then he's just going to have to find something else to do.
Well, I mean, the only tapes I could think that they would have, although, I mean, I've been fooled so many times, I would assume it would be the call between her friend Ace and me, and where he could have been taping. I don't, or is it just a bunch of bullshit? But even if it's not, it's just me going, I mean, we're just having great conversations. I'm not embarrassed by any of it.
No.
Clay pouring a big old drink too. It's the best.
I know, Clay. What the fuck, man? Mute yourself. Don't worry, I won't talk. I'll just be over here playing drums on my drum kit. And
I think it's different. I think Clay is so invested in being John's best friend that the minute this news broke, Clay's like, "Fuck, I need a drink too.
Yep.
Like this is bad."
It really does show you. That's why I love this stuff so much. How performative he is, because when he pretends that his life is ruined because someone said something bad about his kids, he's raging and drooling and screaming. But when someone actually tells him, "Oh, buddy, your life's on fire," what does he do? It's very real. It's very small. And then we get to watch him go through all of the stages of grief in order. Like he just did half of them in a row.
yes,
And it shows you he does not give a shit about his kids hearing him say anything bad about them. What he really is concerned with is whether Kate betrayed him or not. Because the first thing he says, well, I mean, Kate didn't. It could have been that Ace guy, because Kate would never do that. She loves me so much. It must have been that Ace guy. And it's slowly starting to hit him. No, it was Kate. And it's very small. It's very real. It's not that fake outrage he loves to stand on.
I have breaking news right now, and we're going to get back to this, but this is important.
Mr. Potato Head, master of disguise. He can turn into over 50 completely different guys.
That's right. Cardiff Electric is joining us on the show. What's up, Cardiff?
What's up? I also have breaking news.
Oh, what do you got?
Shuli, when did you know, and what does OJ know that you knew before you knew it?
I don't know.
Well, find out more on Matzo Ball Soup this Thursday night on Dabble.tv. I'll be exposing the shitwayer finally.
That show might actually catch on, Cardiff.
Now
Can I
that's
come on as a
how
guest?
it's done. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please?
We're mostly talking about Palestine, but sure, we'll talk about some Dabbleverse stuff.
I was going to ask for a link, but nah, never mind.
All right, I want to show this again. So this is right after John learned that Shuli has announced there's new Kate Meaney tapes, new conversations between John and Kate Meaney, and this is John going through all the stages.
They would have, although, I mean, I've been fooled so many times, I would assume it would be the call between her friend Ace and me, and where he could have been taping. I don't, or is it just a bunch of bullshit? But even if it's not, it's just
Denial.
me going, I mean, we're just having great conversations. I'm not embarrassed by any of it.
Yeah.
So many things it can be, huh?
What's great about it is that John doesn't know what it is. John is so drunk in these conversations that he has no idea what he's saying.
Yeah, like best case scenario, it was the call with her and Ace. Worst
Right.
case scenario, it's every other call and no Ace.
This is full on panic mode right here. Where he's going, well, and then this continues on after that.
That's what he's claiming.
But I don't know why. I don't know why that. I don't know.
So this is John. He does this throughout the episode. Whenever he gets uncomfortable, he turns on Clearwater Chad to distract and make it, like, oh, hey, let's watch this guy over here. He's eating food. Wow. Isn't that wacky? This is another example. He hears something he doesn't like. He has to bring Clearwater Chad in.
That I don't know why that would be so entertaining at this point. Like, what does it mean? I love you so much, baby.
There it is.
Yeah.
I love you.
I want to fuck you on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Come on, where's Kim? We'll go to that. I mean, like what? I mean, so what?
This is John trying to get ahead of it.
Yep.
All right, he's trying to get in front of it right here. He's just like, well, what could it be? Just like I'm drunk and I'm hitting on her and talking about how much I'm in love with this girl who I said I wasn't sexually attracted to and wasn't trying to get with all this time. Like, what could it be? And yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of that. I bet that's part of it.
Where's Kim? We'll go to that. I mean, like what? I mean, so what? I mean,
I want to snort coke off your asshole.
I mean, there's no N-word, there's no gay slurs, there's
This
nothing.
time.
Yeah, isn't that funny? He's just like, I was careful about this time. I did not say the F slur for sure. I
I
didn't do
learned
that.
my lesson the first time you recorded me.
It's amazing. He's smart enough to know not to use the F slur on a phone call with her, but has no problem trashing his kids again with her on the
Yes.
phone.
Wow. See? Yeah.
Well, so then his mind is still.
I mean, isn't it still an F? Never mind.
His mind is racing right here. And so now he's trying to figure out, is it possible? There's no way Shuli has this right. That can't be.
Or is he just using that and then going to do some AI bullshit?
I don't know. I just saw it on X just a little while ago that he was claiming that. So,
Well, I don't know why she would succumb to that guy after how he betrayed her and betrayed her godfather.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
So think about this. John thinks that Kate Meaney should be mad at Shuli. And John forgets the part where he's the one who tried to get Kate arrested, in trouble with her parents and grandparents. Mom, obviously, I should say. Calling the mom, calling the FBI, multiple reports, tried to sue her for what she did. She's like, she should be really mad at Shuli, though.
Yeah,
They're
well,
in love. They're in love, Karl.
Right.
It's true.
and
love.
I dropped the ball. You know, I had a conversation with her mom. I never cursed at her once.
Oh, you
it
idiot.
was- yeah, it was a rookie move on my part. Won't happen again.
The other thing that John's doing at the beginning of this clip is he really needs this validation. He needs someone to tell him everything's going to be okay. Because right now he's in full panic mode. You can see in his face that's obviously got a lot of filters, more than Cardiff has right now on it. You can see in his face that he's panicking. And so he needs Jerry to tell him to rub his back and go, it's going to be all right.
Using that and then going to do some AI bullshit.
I don't know. I just saw it on X just a little while ago that he was claiming that. So,
Well, I don't know why she would
So the first thing he asks is just like, I mean, it's not even going to be a big thing, right? Probably just like use AI or something like that. As if Jerry's going to be like, yeah, John, of course. It's going to be fake. You never do anything wrong or embarrassing, so you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
Jerry never admits to, do at least when I've questioned him on things that I happen to know he was involved in. He denies it emphatically. So, but I do have some breaking
he's one
news.
of those Jews. Is he?
Yeah, yeah. Jerry knew. Let's just leave it at that. Jerry knew.
You got some breaking news, Shuli?
I do. I have some big breaking news from Kate Meaney herself.
Wow.
Yes. First of all, she has sent me the audio recording that these guys have that's going to expose her, which...
Whoa. So this is a real recording? It's not edited, manipulated thing?
So it's looking like it's a real recording, but here's what she says. I asked her, I said, what is this? She says, this is the tape John has that he thinks he's screwing me over with. She goes, the dirt he has on me is that I have been sending Scott Peterson ugly photos of John and that I voted for Trump. He got me. So that's apparently the big scoops and takeaways from this call. Now, I want to circle back to this Scott Peterson thing, because when Kate reconnected with me, after DabbleCon and the tapes, I didn't reach out to Kate. She didn't reach out to me. I figured she was taking care of whatever she was taking care of. And if we meet again, we meet again. Right. So she reaches out to me and she was telling me that she started corresponding with Scott Peterson, the man who's on death row, I believe, for killing his pregnant wife.
Yes.
And
allegedly.
Well, I mean, he's there. I mean, I don't know how alleged it is. But her goal was to get Scott Peterson in letters to call Stuttering John a monster, which I thought was really fucking funny.
That's hilarious. That'd be great.
So she corresponded with him, and so that's their big, I guess, gotcha moment with her communicating with Scott Peterson. Which
I'll never think the same way about Kate Meaney again.
Yeah.
What?
How is this going to affect her negatively? What's the? I mean, it's not the best. It's not the worst. Like I don't understand what he thinks people are going to think of her.
Yeah, this is a letter from Scott Peterson, a picture of a letter that he wrote her that I still have to read through, where I think he's trashing John in it.
Scott Peterson's dad's gonna get a phone call.
Oh,
now what did he do? He's in so much trouble.
Apparently, he's doing the right things behind bars. He's no longer on death row. Another breaking news.
Oh, was he pardoned by Biden? Is he on the long list?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
There is a movement to get him out, and aren't the Menendez brothers getting out too in a year, I believe?
I thought they were going to be out by now, actually.
They say in a year.
Yeah, wasn't Rosie O'Donnell was like taking up that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was working really hard to get the Menendez brothers out.
She's got her own troubles right now.
You think?
Well, you saw what happened to her, right?
No, something new happened to her? What's the new thing?
Well, her kid just got arrested.
Oh, well, yeah, her kid also disowned her and ran away from her. I don't know which kid you're talking about, but yeah, it's not good. It's not good what's going on with her. All right, let's hit some super tips, guys. Thank you very much. Supertip.gg/WATP. We'll get right back into this discussion.
I'm Karl Heberger, Heberger, and I'm here to confirm once and for all that VTM has a spectrum disorder.
Now that's the way I talk. That actually sounds like me. Good call on that.
You nailed it.
Not cupcakes coming back in.
Well, come on already, Karl. I've been waiting more than an hour to see Lucy or Jenny's tits. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, get your mom wife on here.
I need tits to come.
Someone say come.
Oh, man.
All right. No tits today, guys. You have to just watch for the Stuttering John content, unfortunately.
I mean, I could turn the filter
It's always
on.
nice to have Adam on and get an intellectual perspective. As you may have surmised, I'm very smart.
Holy shit, the AI mispronounced that at first? I got to play that again. That's incredible.
It's always nice to have Adam on and get an intellectual perspective. As you may have surmised, I'm very smart.
It's amazing because all it does is train on listening to 10 plus minutes of someone talk, and it knows that he's gonna mispronounce that word.
It's learning. It's learning.
It really is.
Stupid.
It's that new Chinese AI, isn't it?
It's hilarious. Shuli Madoff. Shuli, lower your mic a bit. Sorry for bringing this up.
How dare you?
Fidget Fan, $2. Thank you very much for that. Cool Cut Casting, $2. Who would win in a fight, Rob or John, and why? Oh gosh, who would run away faster from that fight? They'd both be on the phone with the police at the same time. Who would get on the phone with the police faster is the question.
Yeah, but we got to lock them in a room. Like we got no cell phones. Two losers enter. One loser leaves. Mad Max rules.
I'm guessing a Chihuahua bites John's dick off. Is how that fight's gonna end. I don't know. What do you think, Shuli?
I think John wins, and I'll tell you why. The minute he connects with a punch, Rob's going to scream like a woman, and that's going to trigger something in John.
Owner?
it's gonna trigger something in John where how much he loves women, and then he'll just finish the fight.
Yeah, John has one good move in him. He has one throw of his body where he'll just give it everything he has, and then he'll need to pass out or take a nap. So if Rob can just avoid that, he'll be fine. But I don't think Rob can, unfortunately.
Ozone from Buffy the Vampire Slayer to Point Dabble Point. Next stop, Backyard Boys.
I haven't hit my low point just yet.
Yeah,
it's coming.
I can get you on, by the way.
Can you know a guy?
Yeah, I know.
John's Unshaven Lint Trap, $5. All I know is Shuli looks at his driveway and furniture and backyard and says, "Thank you, John, for being you." Skull. BMJ, Little Fishes.
Thank you, Lintrap.
Thanks, Lintrap.
And thank you, John.
Chelino, thank me, you club-footed fuck.
I'm club-fucking-footed, you asswipe.
Very disrespectful there. Very disrespectful. The I-80 murderer, Ray DeVito. Did he change his YouTube name? It's not going to be good for his case. I'm here for the beautiful McCain potato. So smexy. I don't know what that means. Patty Byrne became a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, Patty Byrne. We appreciate that. Become a member of this channel and get 2 bonus shows every single month. And of course, you can watch WTP live when we record it or anytime thereafter. Cardiff loves to eat sub cum.
Thank you, Don.
Looney Tunes critic, dear Scott Peterson, hey, it's Kate.
Maybe he's just misunderstood, right, guys? I mean, come on.
Let's talk about.
Let's
Kate.
remember. So I was just going to say, if Kate Meaney does happen to bring Scott Peterson into the Dabbleverse, Shuli, let's remember, you still employed a bigger monster.
Good point.
Scott actually
Never
said he would appear next week if Shuli wasn't on the show because he's not comfortable.
He's afraid to be on the same StreamYard link as me.
So from the Dabblers Anonymous, JKO1962, or JKO1962, I guess. This is the latest Instagram post that Kate put up and says, thanks for the new follows. Thanks at Shalom Shuli. Who's ready for season 2 of the tapes?
We are.
Kate's ready for season 2 of the tapes.
Yeah,
So-
I think it would be good to have her there for some hands-on, questioning regarding
Yes.
the conversations and stuff like that. Good reference point.
Yes, her analysis will be key in that. It's going to take it to the next level. This is also a new cameo that John did.
Wait, hold on, before we move on
Yeah.
to that, Shuli, why is she thanking you for the Instagram account?
Because we plugged it. She asked me to plug it on the last episode of Rico because I guess she's off Twitter and she has an Instagram account she's going to be on now.
Do you know how long she's been on Instagram?
I don't know.
Because that's a lot of followers. 13,000 is a lot of followers for Kate Meaney so quickly on Instagram. I was wondering how that happened.
Are you
Have
implying
you
something?
seen the Dabbleverse, Adam?
Are they from Argentina? A lot
But
of
they were
them?
almost entirely from Brazil and Israel, which made me curious.
What?
Still,
No.
still last name Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Is there about 2,700 Josh and Kims in there somewhere?
And she tagged it at Stevie Tomatoes, and she's just fully embracing this Dabbleverse thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you call somebody's mom.
Yeah, go figure.
Let's
not forget, Kate told us on this show, Point Dabble Point, the reason why she ever talked to John on the phone was because it was like she was getting her own private The Stuttering John podcast episodes that she was enjoying. She's like, you know how you guys like watching this buffoon say ridiculous shit and then you talk about it all week? Like, yeah, we know that. She's like, yeah, that's what I was doing. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Now it all makes sense. She was always treating it like that. And for the fact that she got John to think that she was in love with him is fucking hilarious. Props to Kate. She might be Dabbler of the Year.
And I got news for you. All his circle of friends that he talks to on the phone all feel that same way, that they're getting a private version of this guy being stupid and on display.
Cardiff used to talk to John on a regular basis.
Called me
You
once
know,
live on his show.
I remember.
You
You're
give
like,
such bad phone, Cardiff.
yeah, you're just like, what, John? He's like, see? This is how he answers the phone. He's annoyed with you, asshole. So this is from Barnes and Noobs, or Barnes and Noob on the Dabblers Anonymous subreddit, a brand new cameo that came out. I'm sure you guys have watched this, but this was new to me. Now, we've been calling John out for doing all his cameos from his car. This obviously got back to him because we watched one on WTP this past weekend where he was in a bar, and now this one he's in a restaurant. What restaurant is this?
I was trying to figure it out. It's the Brick or something like that.
It looks like a cheesecake factory almost, but maybe not.
Brioche or something it's
Okay.
called like that.
Yeah.
Some Florida chain. But this he took our criticism of his last cameos, and apparently his takeaway was go to noisier areas.
Yes. Be in places that are even less appropriate than your car.
Yeah.
When you do this.
Make it full screen, Karl.
Hello.
I can't. Unfortunately, I can't.
This is world famous Stuttering John. Now, James wants me to do this for you. It's your 21st wedding anniversary. Jesus. I was married 13 years, 3 great years.
He's used that on cameos before. This fucking guy, he's such a hack. He's going back to his stand-up routine for cameos.
Mm-hmm. It's called getting stage time, Karl.
Listen, he's got 2 minutes before he's got to go back to washing dishes. Just let the guy do his cameo.
All right, fair enough. You're right.
If you can pause it for a second.
You know, that's a good point because it looks like the table behind him is just like the hostess is hanging out there.
He does seem to have the worst table in the place.
Is he at a
Like,
point?
he's
'Cause
right.
the dishwashers do wear like all black, just like a black shirt.
I said there's an apron below his waist, tied around his waist right now. We just can't see it. All that's missing is his manager going, Melendez, they're stacking up. Get in here.
Put on your hairnet.
Find it. Anyway, I'm glad you talked to me and you were starstruck, but I'm just a regular guy. Say it, just a regular guy. I know you look better than Mrs. C. My foot looks better than Mrs. C.
That's actually not true.
Somebody's tying him off that day.
Yeah. John's foot is disgusting. We've all seen. I don't know when the last time he's clipped his toenails. Either does he.
Hey, you know what else I just thought of? The majority of cameos we've seen have either been in his car or in bars.
Yep, correct.
They're in places where he might be able to get Wi-Fi for free.
And maybe get recognized?
Well, obviously that's a big part of it. The way he says that whole bit about, starstruck in front of me, and that's his bit. He loves to say that out loud and smile and just can't wait to close the phone and look around and see who was watching.
Who noticed? The world famous Stuttering John was just doing a cameo over here.
I put on my bloody pants just like you, one leg at a time.
Does she have Kate Meaney beat? Yeah. And you know what? She has Kate Meaney beat just in ethics. Kate Meaney is an opportunist.
Is he talking about Joey C's wife right now? Is that what we're talking about?
No, I think he's talking about the person whose anniversary this is.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
better than Kate Meaney. Has better ethics than Kate Meaney.
No, because he said before that something about. Okay, let me see.
No, he's making comparisons. He's going through all the women that this woman is better than.
Oh, okay. I got it.
So Joey C's wife is Kate Meaney.
Does she have Kate Meaney beat? Yeah. And you know what? She has Kate Meaney beat just in ethics. Kate Meaney is an opportunist asshole. Plain and simply. But according to your wonderful husband, James.
Isn't it amazing how things have changed over the last month? Just a month has gone by, and originally just like, she wouldn't do that. It's going to be AI, or it's going to be that one phone call with that other guy, and we're in love. And I was just like, yeah, well, Kate Meaney's a fucking asshole, and everyone hates her. So
Not only that, but like he's like 2 weeks away from doing one of these on a sidewalk, just sitting there going.
Speaking of Joey C, yeah.
Wow.
And this is a real alcoholic loop because she didn't do anything different.
Yep.
She did the same thing she did before, and you were in love with her and going to marry her.
That's correct.
The same thing happened again, and now she's the worst person to ever live. She has no ethics. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
She says that you're a great mother and a friend. I don't know why it looks like I'm wearing a jacket.
Because your shirt is so wrinkled. It's a weird thing how wrinkled your shirt always is. I don't know why it looks like I'm wearing a jacket. It literally looks like he's wearing a jacket. It's just a t-shirt.
Looks like he's getting his hair cut. Is what it looks like.
I don't know why it looks like I'm wearing a jacket. I'm not, but whatever. So let me sing you a little song.
Like, look at this bunch right here on his
Yeah.
shoulder. That's like, and I know he doesn't use like hangers. There's no way he's pulling this out of the closet on it from a hanger or something. How does that happen?
At some angles, he reminds me of Celeste on the Stern Show back in the day. The woman
Yeah.
with no arms and legs, and she was just on a tray, just like on a
I think it's a curtain. He just cut a hole in.
yeah. Horse blanket.
He ordered the wrong color green screen. He's like, oh, fuck, I'll just make it a shirt.
Happy anniversary to you.
All right, this bit I do not get. He's been doing this for years and years, and of course it's the happy birthday song, and I was changing it to happy anniversary. Does he think he's being entertaining or funny or just annoying? What does he think he's doing here?
I have a theory about this.
Please.
And after watching years of this man's content, one thing I know is the level of impressionist this guy is. I think he's doing a Bill Murray lounge singer impression when he sings like this from SNL.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those crazy kooky guys on Star Wars.
Yeah, I think he's
Happy anniversary.
I think it's a lot simpler than that.
What do
Okay,
you
what do you
think?
think?
Well, it could fill 12 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Happy anniversary, dear James and Tabitha. Happy anniversary to you. All right, love you guys. Hope to see you soon. This is Stuttering John saying, yay.
I'm disappointed. He forgot to tell them that if he's ever doing stand-up in their area, they can get VIP tickets.
Well, the guy's
come and see him.
married. She's married, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Damaged goods.
So apparently John posted this. This is also from Dabblers Anonymous. He saw that amazing restaurant that he was at. He couldn't wait to show off the dinner that he had, which is spaghetti. Spaghetti and bread.
Oh, boy.
If anyone we knew posted that, we would check on them. We would.
It's a fine meal. Whatever. That's if you want to order spaghetti when you're 60 years old and going out to dinner by yourself, fine.
But
you're taking a photo of this
after you've already shoved your fork and spoon in it too. He didn't even leave it as it was presented.
Right.
From the chef.
This is not a photo op.
I heard he texted this to Vince and was like, "See, I don't need you. I'm fine."
Can I have $50?
Right.
Ray Ping Yu put that up there. Thank you, Ray Ping Yu. But all of this brings me to some sad news. And we're all disappointed. Stuttering John isn't available right now. Follow to receive email updates when they're back. John has left Cameo. And dare I say that John is a pussy boy.
Well, I got even better news for you.
Well, good, because this is bad news. I don't know if you heard my setup for this, Shuli.
What if I told you that he made one last cameo before he shut it down?
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
you
yeah.
liar.
Well, you'd be right. No, I'm kidding. We have the last cameo that John made. The person sent it to us, and we'll play it tonight at 8. It's going to be good. We're doing
because I've been playing these cameos, and it seems like he's getting more and more angry. They're getting shorter. He's having less fun with it. He's like angry at the person who's giving him money at this point. So I'm wondering if that's what you're seeing on this last one, where it's kind of like the last straw.
I will say this. The last one is the person laid it out perfectly. They described a friend who this cameo was for, and the friend had a lot of similarities in their life as John has in his life.
Oh, I know this one. Yeah.
John did not pick up on it. John.
Yes. Oh, it's great.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do for Valentine's Day now.
Yeah.
I know. Shit, we should have gotten it sooner.
The best part about it was the return time. Apparently, if you sent in a request, you would get it back like half an hour later.
Yeah.
No
this person said 7 minutes. They
Yeah.
sent the request in, and 7 minutes later, he sent them this cameo.
I was getting notes from people with the same information. John is very hard up for money. He received his last paycheck a couple of weeks ago now. It's possible that he's substitute teaching again. I think that's very possible. It seems to be what he does when he goes away or whenever he's looking for work. So,
well, it's a perfect job for him. He just has to sit there and do nothing. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
It's either that or, a toll booth or some shit,
They got rid of those in Florida like they did every other state. So he's fucked on that one.
Are you guys familiar with blind items and the crazy day and nights? Did you see
Yes.
that? And did you see what they wrote about John?
No, what do they write about John?
They've written about John in the past, and they just wrote about him again. And it's worth noting because this is as far away from the Dabbleverse as you can get. This is like Hollywood people and fans of gossip in LA and Hollywood read this shit. And it's almost always correct. Like when there's accusations about celebrities, they always go back to these blind items and point out how right they were. And this came out, I think today.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a legitimate site.
Yes.
Like I've seen those before, and I always kind of wonder. It just seemed like something that somebody put together.
It's
to fuck with John, but
no, that it's a celebrity Hollywood gossip, like Perez Hilton kind of thing that's been around for a long time and has
draw dicks on things.
What's that?
They draw dicks on things.
Right, that's the bit. They just draw dicks on things and they leave it there. What's interesting is this one was posted by someone under the name Entertainment Lawyer. And it was February 2nd. This former radio television sidekick is trying to take for himself the money he put into his kids' college funds, but his ex isn't letting him. He also doesn't have internet at home any longer and uses public Wi-Fi for his cameos and such. And then the point is for the comments to guess who it is.
That's amazing.
The first comment was Bubba the Love Sponge ? And then everyone else figured out it was John. And they're just talking about John and Baba Booey, and none of these people are dabblers. There's been posts about him before in this missing payments and kind of floundering around and moving to Canoga Park. This stings him really bad. This hurts him.
Oh, yes, of course it does.
A lot more than a lot of other things, because this is not a couple losers in their mom's basement. This is
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's like a trade. That's where all of his buddies are looking at that.
Yeah, it's an AJ Benza kind of thing, like the chat says. Yeah.
I mean, isn't there similarities between him and like Steel Toe in that sense, where it's like, you know, Steel Toe fancies himself a boxer and a trainer and a coach, and then all this shit comes out, and it's like, yeah, he's just the guy who pays to work out here. And now John is trying to sell us every day that he's the only one that's still in this business, that still has the credits where he's still considered a star.
Yep.
And now here his peers are shitting on him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Here's one more cameo. It's only 38 seconds long. Barnes and Noobs posted this one. And I don't know how long ago. I mean, he posted it 3 days ago, but I don't know how long ago he recorded this. Of course, he's wearing that disgusting Giants hat that I wouldn't wear if I was painting a house. Just throw this fucking thing away. What are you doing? But let's see what he's got to say.
Hi, it's the world-famous Stuttering John Melendez and my good buddy, Carrie. How are you, Carrie? So he writes, hey, drunkie, how long have you been living in your shitbox Mercedes? Well, I don't know. It's kind of a nice car. I mean, it's very spacious. I could live in here. I mean, I guess I could if I wanted to. I mean, you could fit at least 7 dwarfies and maybe like 27 shitwayers.
Out of the Dabbleverse, everybody. His first thought is how many shitwayers and dwarfies would fit.
If someone accuses you of living in your car and you want to create a rebuttal video, maybe don't shoot it from inside the car.
It's not great.
And also wearing the seatbelt. Why is he wearing his seatbelt?
I don't know why he always has a seatbelt on. It's bizarre.
Also, if somebody accused me somebody accused me of living in my car, I wouldn't go, well, I mean, I could if I wanted to. It is
right.
It's a nice car.
It's a nice car. So you've got to live in a car. This isn't the worst car you can live in.
Would I be crazy if I decided to go mortgage free? Probably not.
If you're going to do it in any car, it's not a bad one if you had to.
But he has the opportunity. He gets this request from Cameo. I've never had a Cameo request before. I don't have Cameo. He gets his Cameo request. He could take a minute and write something down, no?
Yep.
Like if he
Sure,
really wants to get back, this guy said, hey, drunkie. Like he's obviously a hater. He could have crafted something, put something. He could have rejected the Cameo. He did not. He did not.
A perfect example. This guy Carrie also sent out a request from a cameo from the Unknown Comic, and it was a message for Stuttering John, and we played it last night on the show. The cameo was over 3 minutes long. Yeah,
wait, hold on. So he sent a request to Stuttering John to
no, the actual Unknown Comic, not John. Yeah. No, I know both are Unknown Comics. No, but he did a 3 minute plus cameo where He wrote, he used old joke, whatever. He did something. It went somewhere. And that's what people do with cameos. People are taking money out of their pocket, giving it to you, asking you to for whatever reason, help them celebrate something in their life. So put some fucking thought into it. Or don't do it.
Like most of them have been, he gets on, talks about himself for a minute and a half, and then like quickly mentions all the things that they put in the email. Right. Like,
right. Yeah. But literally just reads them. Oh yeah. And you have 3 kids and you've been married for 7 years. Like, yeah, you're supposed to turn that into content, idiot.
Yeah.
Make it a conversation.
It's reading the back of their baseball card.
Right. Yeah.
27 shit weighers. There's plenty of room in this car. Thanks for the cameo. Gagia.
Oh, he's angry. He got angry with that one. Dude. Not enjoying.
Can't wait to see the cameo that broke the retard's brain tonight.
Yes, that'll be fun.
Hey, Karl, I gotta bounce, buddy. But
okay.
Thank you as always. Busch, pleasure. Cardiff, go fuck yourself. Love you guys.
Uncle Rico tonight.
Trainables tonight.
Trainables tonight.
Well, we're gonna play the cameo at the beginning, just because I want to get this thing played. It has to be seen. But
awesome.
Join us tonight. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, Shuli.
See ya.
All right, guys. Now we can talk.
Now we can get some guests.
Yes. All of a sudden, Hughezy shows up in the back. Everyone. Yeah, my power wasn't out.
Hey, Rob Saul's here.
Hey, it's OJ. What's up, OJ? Come on in here. Let's get caught up on some super tips. Supertip.gg/WATP. Thank you for supporting the show tonight, everybody.
John, a guy with a speech impediment and a major brain injury, brought his trans kid to my LBTQIAABCDEFG art studio. We bonded over our hatred of women and how both our ex-wives are cunts.
I can see that. I can see them being friends for that reason.
VTL has a spectrum disorder. Why am I yelling about this?
Who the hell is VTL? Doggy. Hello, Doggy. Fuck Ant and Jim.
Opie has completely lost his mind. That's a whole other thing. But I do love what is happening right now with Opie versus Jim Norton, because Jim going on Legion of Skanks and going, yeah, I guess he took a tweet I put out there. They thought it was about him and it wasn't. And I don't talk about him. And it really fucks up Opie's whole narrative that Jim's been passive aggressively fucking with them for years and trying to get his goat. And that's why Opie continues to put out more and more content on what a piece of shit Jim Norton is. It just proves that Opie's the problem. Go figure.
Kate, I love you. Don't leave me. Wow. I will drink myself into oblivion. Wait, I'm already doing that.
Yo, my knickers. Ain't no way Kate Meaney is better than my wife. She can take on 3 Johns at one time and bring the bacon back to daddy. Stuttering idiot. I make you my bitch.
Sounded a little English there for a second.
Yeah, right? Joey C. I don't know.
That stuttering,
like a royal.
The stuttering John one fucking is still burning. It's
crazy,
burning
right?
My brain. Yeah,
I know. It's amazing what this shit can do.
Like message. I gotta find Moody.
Moody, amazing. Amarok the 13th says, you mentioned Opie is filling in nicely for John while he's out. He's even stuttering. Today, Junior. You should get that drop. I should get that drop. Yeah, Opie's been stuttering for a long time. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I love it. I appreciate that about him. Why You Trash Me $5 says, John is the Tupac of the Dabbleverse. Going away forever was still coming out with new recorded hits each week as if he never left. You're right. Unfortunately, though, he wasn't taken out the way Tupac was. I'm kidding. We love you, John. Come back to the Dabbleverse. You have a safe space here with us.
There was an interesting moment at the end of that stand-up tape that I don't think anybody played, where he actually did say something new. He did his little rant about the haters. It wasn't comedy or anything. He just said, I got a lot of haters out there, and they're all out there trying to ruin my life. So, and then he thanked Ricky for opening him, but he wanted to go on about that. If he just wanted to talk about the haters and rant about them and make that his show, that would be incredible. He talked about how Ricky's a hero for looking past all that and giving him this gig. And it's, it's insane. it's the same person who puts out "No pedos work here" as a banner
yeah
above his shop, which is like no one would ever want to get hired at a place that says first things first, no PDF work here, we're all good. Like, geez, man, that speech where he just assumes everyone looks at this drunken, wet, alcoholic buffoon and goes, oh, he has a lot of haters, he must be a victim, he must be being victimized, must be things outside of his control, probably because he's a heroic parent to a child. You know, that's what they're thinking. It's insane, and I would love that as a number one show, and he'll write it as a one-man show because there's no jokes involved. Just write your feelings and tell them to an audience and see who agrees with you.
He also
Adam?
Ended that show with 11 new haters.
yeah, people were there. And this week on WATP, you're going to be on 5:30 p.m. Eastern on WATP on this YouTube channel. Tune in live for it. I want to break down more of that stand-up. So let's talk about that. I'm gonna pull that audio for us.
Great,
because that's a great point. Patty Byrne with 10 euros says, "Hey Karl and everyone else, been watching WATP and Rico vids for months now. Never been a podcast fan, but you guys have converted me. Happy to be part of this crazy Dabbleverse. Welcome, Patty Byrne. Thank you for being here."
You can also check out Dabbleverse.tv.
Dabbleverse.tv is another place to go to check out all these great videos.
Great place for that.
Did you see, Cardiff, that apparently when Chad's been talking about me for 2 years straight and I finally responded to him, that's because I was part of a pylon?
Yes.
Yeah. Along with you and Patrick Melton, I was just joining a pylon.
The pylon.
On that.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes critic says, I cameoed from the garden. The Olive Garden. Looney Tunes critic, $5. Does he have some type of cameo verification process? Like, why doesn't he think we trolls aren't going to see these? Yeah, that's a good question, because the videos that we're seeing now, people are either posting on Dabble's Anonymous, or they're sending to me or Shuli or Tukey or Cardiff or whatever. So they're all getting out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's embarrassing because he keeps repeating the same jokes in all of the cameos.
Yeah, but why are we never questioned when he did it the same show every day.
No, I know.
He was saying the same thing every day.
Yeah, we made fun of him for that. Yeah. A big fan.
There's a guy from The Office who does really well on Cameo, and everyone gets the exact same cameo, but it's such a brilliant thing that he does where he like incorporates you into the office and he'll say your name and do his classic bit. And if you watch all the videos, they're all the same. The only thing that's different is the name that he replaces in there. And everyone's so satisfied. And he's making so much money because for that brief moment, they're on The Office and they know what they're going to get and they know their friend is going to like it. It doesn't even have to be new, John. It just has to be not like a demon melting.
But the difference, though, between the guy from The Office or the gal from The Office and John is that John knows all of these things are going to get out there, and this is the new content that he's putting out into the world. So he's trying to turn this into his new Stuttering John show, and he's so bad at it. He's trying to get back in the shitwayer, and he's calling me out, and everyone else is just the same old shit.
Yeah, how can I get my side out there but not have to deal with any follow-ups or rebuttals in any way on any medium ever? That way I'll try. And you're right. Yeah, it's Brian Bumgarner is the guy that does that. Somebody in the chat said it.
Big fan, $5 says, can't get over how ugly he is. The puppet really isn't much of a stretch. It's not. It's amazing. Same dumb jokes delivered with his unrivaled arrogance. That's why we love him. That is why we love him. That's for sure. Our bad, tragic, not enough hair to support the parasites. This is doo-doo, baby. I saw Stuttering John eating a steak and wanted to say hi. Upon closer inspection, it was a mythological goblin. Oh, well, you had a day then. Yeah, wow. Jay Loiterer, $5. He may be always wearing seatbelts so police don't come over and breathalyze him.
Oh my God, that makes more sense than anything else.
Does it though? Because wearing the seatbelt, if the car's running and then it doesn't matter if you're driving or not, if you're drunk.
Yeah, that doesn't, I don't know if that checks a box for a cop.
Actually,
like, his no seatbelt and he's parked.
My theory is this. John has the AC running. He doesn't know how to stop the car from beeping at him when his seatbelt isn't on.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Because he needs the AC flowing.
Yeah.
Patty Byrne, €10 says, John would still have to pay to live in his car, but Shuli gets to live rent-free in his head. LOL. Gotta love how life turns out sometimes. It is satisfying, Patty Byrne. It is very satisfying. We're running late. Oh, I got a couple more super tips. I want to play this real quick. This is going to be short. Can you guys hang with me for a minute or two?
I'm in.
Because I saw this. Someone posted this on Dabblers Anonymous, and I went, holy shit, I didn't know this. I am not a Stern listener from before Stuttering John was an intern. Stern came into my market in 95. I've certainly gone back and listened to old episodes and old bits. So I'm familiar with things, but we all know the story that Mitch Fatel was the intern going to NYU with John at the time, and then got into a car accident, and his dad wouldn't let him be an intern on the Stern Show anymore. And so Mitch Fatel said, there's a guy I go to school with, Gary. You should hire him as the intern. John had a stutter, and they hired him. Howard hired him sight unseen because it was a free internship, and whatever, the guy's got a stutter. Let's see what we can do with that. But the way John tells the story is that he's the one who created this character where he goes up and asks crazy questions of celebrities, because even his third grade teacher wrote on the report card, John asks these
penetrating.
Thank you. Thank you for remembering that word. Penetrating questions, and is endlessly curious. And so that's Howard recognized that, and John went, okay, this is the thing that you're going to do for my show. And then it turns out that Mitch Fatel was doing this before John was the intern on the show.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, this category is very exciting for a young man who's been interning on our show for the past 10 months.
Is it only 10 months?
Only
Seems
10
longer.
months. It sure does. This is Best Mitch Interview. Mitch, as you know, over the past 10 months, has gone out and done some incredible interviews, some incredibly embarrassing interviews.
I couldn't believe the kind of things we could just get him to go out and do.
So we know Mitch is going to win the category.
It's just for which performance?
That's right. This is Mitch interviewing Al Sharpton, Mitch Fatel, producer.
Mr. Sharpton, why do you like George Michael so much?
Who?
George Michael.
Who is George Michael?
He's the guy from Wham. He sings, I will be your father figure.
I don't know.
You don't know him? Wake me up before you go.
I like James Brown.
You like James Brown? Can you get us tickets to see James Brown?
Sure. I like James Brown because he reminds me of Howard Stern in his song Talking Loud and Saying Nothing.
So you're saying that Howard says nothing?
He talks loud, though.
Don't you think?
So not only was he already doing this before John, but guys like Al Sharpton recognized that he was from the Howard Stern Show and doing this.
Yeah, I think even Baba Booey used to go out and do crazy questions at some point too.
Holy shit. This, by the way, was posted by Stuttering Sex Pest, who's a great YouTube follow. He's broken down a lot of the old WATP episodes and reposted our segments. So thank you, Stuttering Sex Pest, for putting that out. This is Howard Stern Spotlight 08 Part 1.
One amazing thing you can do with the Pest videos is if you click on the first one, 2018 and 19, WATP versus Stuttering John, within the first 5 minutes, someone got you a John cameo, and you can hear his voice talking to Karl and what he sounded like on his first cameo, and then what he sounds like now, and it is quite amazing.
I think that was Trucker Andy. Trucker Andy got me.
WATP.
Yeah.
WATP.
That was from a listener, but I remember Trucker Andy also got a cameo from Stuttering John back then. Yeah.
We were watching that and thinking, wow, this guy's a mess. Like, this must be rock bottom for him.
That's a great point. All right, let's hit a couple of these guys and then we'll call it a day. Thank you all. We got over 1,700 still here watching us. Thank you guys so much for being here on Point Dabble Point, the show that will not die. It's too much fun.
My Alabama connections make me think that I know something about living in the South.
Well, that should mean I know something about getting my balls waxed.
And that means I know how to take a tariff in the ass and like it.
Oh, yeah, Cardiff, what do you think about these tariffs? You want to move back to the States now?
30-day extension, bitches.
Oh, they did?
See you in March.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that Mexico pulled that off
today.
I didn't know that Canada did it too. Okay.
You've been warned.
You've been warned, Canada.
Danke, mein Führer Drum, for saving TikTok and my trans kids. Sieg Heil.
All right. Well said.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mars, $2. Love you on the Dabbleverse. Love you on all the Dabbleverse shows. Adam.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on the last one. It's like a 1-2 punch. It's hard to
I know,
keep
there's
up
a lot
emotionally
going
with
on
what's
there.
happening here, but thank you very much.
Yes, we do appreciate you on the Dabbleverse shows, Adam. Thank you for joining our world. I don't know why you would do something like this, but we do appreciate it.
Like Cardiff said, I am here to destroy the Dabbleverse.
If only others
Terminator.
If only others who love the Dabbleverse would get involved. Big J Okerson.
Big J Okerson.
if only others would come on and join us.
I hope as you're listening to this episode to go to sleep, that wakes you up. I hope hearing your name wakes you up and calls you into action. We need you here.
Cardiff Electric, thank you for stopping by and filling in for Adam Hughes, who couldn't make it today.
What,
we
I
appreciate you being here.
Filling in for the Irish guy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
A potato. Filling in for the Irish guy.
Falling pretty far.
Well, people should definitely check you out at dabbleverse.tv. That's your
I'll take you to my Rumble channel. You can go to patreon.com/Cardiff Electric. Get in now before the tariffs kick in, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up for Patreon now. Lock in.
It's not
pre-tariff pricing.
It's not how tariffs.
I'm
this guy's just gonna raise. He's just gonna raise his prices.
I'm tariffing everything. But yeah, Dabbleverse.tv, Patreon.com/Cardiff Electric. There will be some type of soup this Thursday. Dabbleverse.tv. Like and subscribe. See you there. Galaga.
Cardiff, before you go,
promo code COME.
Yes, hackmania.com, May 9th through 11th in Las Vegas. Before you go, we're going to have a new game for WATP this week.
I'm going to try. Definitely Saturday, but I'll try for Wednesday. But since Adam Busch will be there, I will try. For you,
Make it happen. Thank you, buddy. And Adam Busch, thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. Always good talking with you.
I will see you Wednesday. Very excited.
Yes, you can see Adam Busch on WATP this Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern Time. You can also watch a movie he directed called Drones back in 2010. It's available on Amazon Prime Video for free.
Oh, I just saw it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can just watch it.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, just watch it there.
You can
Somebody
watch it
posted it. Somebody illegally. Just go watch it there. It's a one click away. So
go watch the movie Drones from 2010, directed by Adam Busch.
James Urbaniak, Mark Evan Jackson, Paul F. Tompkins, Tangi Miller, Angela Bettis. It is star fucking studded.
Check it out. And thank you all for being here. Gagia.
Point, double point.